Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Pat's Travel Pass. Today we are in Japan, specifically Osaka, headed on our first of 3 flights on our way home from Osaka to Tokyo, San Diego, and up to San Francisco Bay Area. We are just looking at the short haul here for Japan Airlines, a member of the One World Alliance, and we are trying out the North Terminal ITM Atami Airport on JAL. Come join us. Now, this flight was booked as a single itinerary from Atami Airport to Narita to San Diego on one ticket. We used about 70,000 Alaskan Airlines miles to get JAL business class on both legs, mainly for that international leg across the Pacific. And so on a business class ticket, you do get access to the Sakura Lounge here in Osaka. I will say this is one of the most lackluster lounges we've ever been a part of. I mean, in terms of drinks, that's really all they had. But they had it all. You could get beer, you could get juice, you could get milk, coffee, tea, pretty much anything, including this awesome beer dispenser here. But in terms of snacks, they were limited to, I believe, Oreos and some nuts, but there was nothing in the sense of sustenance to actually hold you over in any form. So that was pretty disappointing, but these ramp views, you cannot beat them with an elevated view, beer in hand, watching actually some heavies here. Now, Osaka Atami Airport is pretty much all domestic. But the beauty is that ANA and JAL do run their wide bodies here on these 1-hour flights up to Tokyo, which is pretty neat. So we were able to check that out. Lounge had a decent bit of seating. I think it's just because it's a smaller airport in general. So seating was pretty easy to find, especially a seat by the window. We didn't look too long to find that. Generally a smaller lounge, but I think it's just mainly based on the number of people. Bathrooms were pretty clean and private and quiet, just like you'd expect in Japan. They had lockers here, which were free if you felt the need to store your belongings. Now, the Sakura Lounge here was on one side, and the first class lounge was right across the way there, as you can see. My wife actually went in to look for food there, and they didn't have anything better, so we actually ended up coming to get food at a restaurant here at Le Pan. Honestly, one of the best burgers I've ever had, so shout out for Japan having a great burger. To clarify though, she went in looking for a restroom and accidentally went into that lounge, so you definitely do not get access to it on a business class ticket. Now here's our aircraft, a 737 coming in from Tokyo, and now it's just going to run it right back to Narita International Airport. And we'll be in seat 2A on the 2-2 configuration here, pretty similar to your standard American domestic first class, I'd say. And we'll check out the onboard entertainment and beverage service, all of that once we're on board. But considering the lounge was a bit meh, I didn't have the highest of hopes. But the service and the hospitality has always been great while we were in Japan, so that level of expectation remains. Fun little candy here as you entered, and here's our seats, 2A and 2C. Kind of reminds me of the United purple seats, the Premium Plus, with that fixed middle console there for your arms and drinks. Love a good magazine to check out the fleet, especially for JAL, something a little different. I'm so used to looking at the United one growing up, since they were the only ones with magazines recently. Couple netting cup holders. You can see there's a light on the back of the seat there. Nothing on the left. but plenty of legroom, which was really nice. Was able to put my bag there and have plenty of space. You have USB-C and USB chargers. You have a cup holder location here. Your seat does have a leg extension as well as a recline. I didn't try them out, but similar to the purple seat, I imagine. You have the tray table there. That was pretty sturdy, as I'll show you later. And we pushed back from the gate. One of my favorite things is that this flight feels like a time capsule with the foldable TVs and everything. It's kind of like a, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I really appreciated the time travel. Love a good propeller plane, especially for some of these, what I would say is an international carrier. When ANA comes to the US, it's always a wide body, so it's always interesting to see narrow bodies or smaller planes. As we climbed out of ITM, we got some awesome views of the airport here, right in the smack of the city, a little bit northwest of downtown. Tray table, like I mentioned, pretty sturdy, and we got an awesome view of KIX International right here, which you can fly direct to the US from, but from a points perspective, it was way cheaper to go out of the smaller domestic-based airport. Hot tea was served promptly after takeoff, and that was the only beverage option it seemed to be. We never got asked if we wanted any other beverage. There was no food portion of this, and understandably, it was a very short flight. But I guess I would hope that there would be a little bit more oomph on a business class ticket, but it might just be how it is. And like I said, the flight was super short. We're talking a little bit under an hour, so similar to flying from SF to Los Angeles. And we made our way into Narita International, where we'll catch our long-haul business flight on their 787-8. We'll also take a look at their lounge in Narita here, and we'll show that on a future video. So this is just to give you a little sneak peek of our way to Tokyo, and this is on the same trip as our Singapore business class flight that got us here. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll link it here in the upper corner, so then you can take a view. But we'll be coming out with the Japan long haul shortly. I'd say overall I would not seek out or pay extra for this type of seat. The flight attendants were really non-existent outside of giving us the tea. So I think if you need the extra legroom, great, but I would rather just pay an economy flight or ticket for this length of flight. Especially when we ended up here at a remote gate. So you're really not getting any benefit of getting off the plane earlier, because you're just going to be in the back of the bus, and then all the people in economy file in and actually have a better spot to get out before you. So just my 2 cents. The perk about a bus gate, though, is the awesome ramp views here of some of the heavies. But thanks for watching. We will see you shortly with our long-haul Japan Airlines flight. and we'll see you next time.